Am I the asshole I refused to put my brother up for adoption? I, 28M, and my wife, 28F, have been married for 2 years. My wife is 4 months pregnant. My parents died in a car crash about a month ago and my brother, 14M, has nobody to turn to accept me. We have no other living relatives. I decided to take in my brother until he's an adult, but my wife feels like it's not our responsibility to care for my brother, and since she's pregnant, she wants me to focus only on our child. I told her that my brother has nowhere to go and hence he'll be staying with us at least until he's an adult. She's mad at me and is refusing to talk to me unless I put my brother up for adoption. Am I the asshole? Edit 1. Just thought I'd add this in since some of you may be confused by the age gap. I was a teenage pregnancy. Edit 2. It will not be hard financially on us since our parents left me and my brother an inheritance as well as a college fund for him, and all of that can go into taking care of him. Not the asshole, that's your only living relative by blood. Ask her how would she feel if you have a child and they put your younger child up for adoption if you died. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole, she's about to be a mother and she's turning away your sibling? So many things are wrong with this equation. Put her up for adoption. Not the asshole. Your wife is showing a shocking lack of empathy towards any person, Inc. family, who is not in her immediate bubble of 3. I appreciate that a 14-year-old kid appearing right at the time she's expecting her first baby is an inconvenience, but your goddamn parents died. And she won't talk to you because you want to look after and support your brother? I hope your parents are looking down and are proud of you. I hope you also consider ditching the wife. Edit. I'd secure all inheritance left from your parents into a separate account that your wife can't access to. Of course you're not the asshole. Your brother needs a home. It's a big decision and big change for your household, so I understand theoretically that it should be a conversation with your wife and decision you make together. But what else is the kid going to do? Go to foster care? And if it's not your responsibility as the only living relative, then whose responsibility is it? Mostly your wife kinda sucks for not jumping on this no-brainer decision with an emphatic yes. It may end up being a not great situation for your brother. Are you sure you want to put him through that? Keep the brother, lose the wife. Yet another post where I want to file for divorce on someone else's behalf. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but your wife definitely is. You and your brother just lost your parents, and your wife wants you to put him up for adoption? That's one of the coldest, cruelest things I've ever heard. Your wife sounds totally selfish and heartless. If she really loved you, she wouldn't ask you to do such a thing. You will never forgive yourself for even considering doing that to your only sibling, let alone if you actually do it. If your wife is trying to make you choose, that speaks volumes about the kind of person she is, so I really hope you'll choose your brother. He needs you more than she does. Info. What is wrong with your wife? Not the asshole, but your wife sure is. Am I the asshole for ruining Thanksgiving? My family, immediate and extended, get together once a year on Thanksgiving. I'm recently remarried and my wife hasn't had much of a chance to bond with my family due to COVID, and we were all looking forward to getting everyone together. Unfortunately, my elderly parents just told me that they've also invited my ex-wife to dinner, which I'm adamantly against. My ex has known these people for 20 years and that familiarity and level of comfort will make it hard, for my new wife to fit in. She, my wife, insists that I go without her, but if she won't go, I won't go as my place is by her side. My family says that my wife should just suck it up and deal, and that if we're not there, we'll ruin Thanksgiving for everyone. Am I the asshole for thinking my ex should make other plans and not attend my family's dinner? I should add that out of 5 children, 4 have been divorced, me included, and I'm the only one remarried. Also, none of the other exes are invited to dinner. Just mine. And yes, my ex and I have 2 kids that will attend with or without me. To all those asking, no, there was no affair. My ex and I had a loveless marriage for a decade, 17 years total, and COVID made me realize it was time to end it. I unexpectedly reconnected with an old friend and realized this is what I've been missing. Married just a year later, and yes, my whole family attended the wedding and had a wonderful time. I think this is more about them worrying that my ex would be alone than anything about my marriage or my new wife. Now y'all have got me thinking. Not the asshole, and I would just do something with you and your wife. Not the asshole, I would be gutted and furious if my parents invited my ex to a family celebration. You won't be ruining Thanksgiving. Your parents have ruined it by inviting someone that will make their son uncomfortable. Surely your ex-wife must realize this is awkward and politely decline the invite. I was going to go with NAH. But in light of this comment, you are the asshole. This will be the first Thanksgiving after the divorce. In the span of 1 year or less, you have been divorced and remarried. Your family has probably not had enough time to process that this woman who has been in their lives for 20 years is now persona non grata, as determined by you. Can't you suck it up and play nice for a day? Info after the divorce and before you were remarried. Did your ex-wife attend the family Thanksgiving? Fuck their Thanksgiving dinner. Wherever you belong, stand tall. Info. You were married for 20 years, and then in the span of 1 year you separated, divorced, dated, and married someone else? Were you cheating on the mother of your children with your new wife? You are the asshole. Your ex is the mother of your children and she has known your family for 20 years. They've been her family for a long time now. You can't control your family's relationships with your ex just because your relationship with your ex fell apart. Too many unanswered questions to judge. How long were you separated before divorce was finalized? Did you cheat on your wife? Do you have kids? Does she have custody of your kids? Am I the asshole for scolding a stranger's child for touching my stuff? I, 23 female, was out for dinner with my family this evening. We went to a family-friendly restaurant and it was quite early, so there were lots of families with children. This one kid who was about 9/10 was yelling, running up and down the aisle between the tables and doing cartwheels, literally. It was annoying but we just ignored him and carried on with our meal. His mother was sat at their table talking to the adults she was with and completely ignoring her son apart from occasionally telling him to come and finish his food. We were sat in a booth and I had my stuff on the bench next to me, including a hat. One of the many times he ran past our table, he stopped, picked up my hat and put it on. He then turned to run off when I said sharply, "Give that back, right now." He took it off, gave it back and looked embarrassed. I carried on by saying, "It is extremely rude to take other people's things without asking. Don't do that again." He glanced over to his mother several times as I spoke to him and when she noticed, she got up and came over to our table. His mum heard part of what I was saying as she came up to us and angrily told me to leave her son alone. I explained that he had taken my things and I was telling him not to, and she told me I shouldn't stick my nose in and that as he's just a kid, I should have just let him play with the hat, or asked for it back nicely without scolding him. Am I the asshole for telling off this child for touching my stuff? Edit to add. For everyone worried about lice, I am not going to wear that hat again until I've had it professionally cleaned. Lol. Not the asshole. I have 4 kids and I would be absolutely appalled if they acted this way in public. Not the asshole. We certainly know where the kid gets his lack of manners from. I would have had some choice words for that woman about her parenting skills. Not the asshole. His mother clearly isn't teaching him respect and he's gonna have to learn that there are consequences for messing with strangers. Not the asshole. The child should understand boundaries at this age and his mother has failed at parenting in this regard. You weren't sticking your nose in. He took your possession and you stopped him and explained why. It's better than the police explaining the situation to him as they arrest him in the future. Not the asshole. Woman is delusional and doesn't want to parent. Entitled asshole who's raising an entitled awe. Not the asshole. Even if this kid has a developmental or mental health issue like ASD or ADHD, it doesn't mean that their parent should let them have no boundaries with other people. Not the asshole. Fuck them kids. Not the asshole. His mother should own up to her responsibilities. Am I the asshole for refusing to help sponsor my dad till he pays child support he owes? My dad's an immigrant. But he's lived in the US since he was a teen. He was only in my life till I was 7 then dipped out. My mom only got like $300 from him every couple months up until I was 11 then he cut all contact. I'm 24 he barely reached out to me. Says he's been trying to find me for a couple years, conveniently after I turned 21, to ask for this favor. He'd like me to sponsor him so that he can be on the path to get his citizenship. He's got a work permit and because he's working and stuff I really wouldn't need to do anything according to his attorney except do the whole interview process, confirm he's my dad and stuff. He just says he really needs my help. But I only told him I will when he pays back everything he owes since leaving us. My mom passed away 2 years ago so it should have gone to her since she supported us too. Since he was paying $300, child support once a month plus the 7 years he didn't pay shit I said he owe little over $25,000 so if you want my help that's the price. I'm being told that I am too cold about it. My grandma on his side who's been there for me plus my cousin say it's not fair to play with something important like his citizenship. Especially when he got a family, 2 half-sibs who are 8 and 6. My dad keep pleading with me he doesn't have that kind of money but he needs his papers. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. If you are in the US and you sponsor him, you will be legally liable for certain government payments, such as welfare. So if your father is irresponsible with money, that's a potential risk to you. He abandoned his wife and kids, made a few child support payments, disappeared from your lives, started another family, and just stopped being a father to you. How much did he care about you all those years? He didn't even have your contact information. But now, all of a sudden when he wants something, he wants you to be his son. My cousins say it's not fair to play with something important like his citizenship. But it was okay for him to play with something as important as the roof over the heads and food on the table for the family he left behind, huh? I'm sorry for his young children, but you are not the asshole. He was supposed to support you. Now he wants you to be on the hook for him financially? Absolutely not. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. He only contacted you so you could help him. He abandoned you for years. I would have told him the same thing without an ounce of remorse. Ask grandma what about his first family, you, that he abandoned and didn't support. Talk about the sheer cheek. He stiffed your mom on child support and abandoned you. He's had so little contact with you, that it took him 3 whole years to find you. Now he wants something. Not the asshole. Does he feel like a father figure to you? Do you have any relationship with his new family? It doesn't seem like it through your post. If not, then there's your answer. Remember he ran out on you once, chances are he'll do it again, once he gets what he wants. Not the asshole. Something important, like citizenship, as opposed to something important, like supporting your own child. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, he is using you.